It's Hades. There he is. That's Hades.
It's Game Soup. Welcome to Hades Early Access. My name's Hades.
My name's Seda. It's Hades backwards.
Oh, it is. This is Early Access. We don't normally cover Early Access games. This one is one of the few exceptions I will make. It's by the developers who made Transistor, Bastion, Pyre.
And if you don't know anything about those games, I pity you.
They're worth playing. Stop watching right now and go play them. What is it?
What's going on, Sketty?
It's a roguelike where you beat guys up, and it's way cooler than it sounds. I'm going to start Joe off here on a run.
I haven't played it yet.
Right.
Ed's been playing it for the last week or so.
I can't stop playing it. It's actually quite addicting. The goal of the game is to get out of hell. You are Zagreus, who is Hades' son. You want to escape hell, right? So we're gonna.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do that. You have a couple different weapons to choose from, as well as a
Can you
selection.
give me a big sword?
Yeah, you can use a sword if you want. Yeah, sure. They all have different movesets, and very clearly tells
It's
you.
like really slow.
Not that slow.
Oh,
no.
darn.
Nothing in this
I
game
was
is
hoping
actually.
that big sword was really slow and
No.
powerful. Oh yeah, it actually looks really fast.
Nothing in this game is slow. This game is, a lot of devs will say, "Oh, this game is high octane. It's a high octane experience." This
no.
game is actually. Oh no.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, but
I was just gonna be a dick. Go ahead.
Oh.
You just tell me what it is.
this game is actually a high octane experience. As in, it's very exciting. It's very hectic from the word go, and it never relents.
Sounds like my kind of title.
So we can choose one of any of these keepsakes, which you can change between every area. There are
Bone hourglass.
Yeah. There are 4 main areas. You can switch between every area, but we're just going to start you off with something useful, I guess. We'll give you a little bit of extra life.
Yeah, that'll probably be. That'll give you more time to talk.
Yeah. And I've basically completed. There is an amazing amount of meat in this game. I've put tens and tens and tens of hours into it, and I'm still nowhere near actually completing it. There's a lot to do. We're going to get rid of these. These are for when you beat the game and you want to make it harder, which is standard fare for all of the Supergiant games. Is that what they're called? I feel like I should know that. Supergiant Company games. They all have difficulty sliders in some form
Oh,
or
but
another.
you don't want to give me any of those right now.
No.
How kind.
No, because that would be insane. So we're going to start you right here. We're going to start you at the very beginning with that sword.
Okay.
Joe's on the controller now.
I'm guessing the X attacks. Could be A, but I'm guessing it's X.
Yeah, so you have 2 main controls right now.
Yep.
X is for your combo.
Oh, that's dash.
And you hit
Okay,
Y to
A
use
is
your
the
special.
dash. Y
That's
is
your
the
special. Yeah,
Does that
so-
use up mana?
Nope, there's
'Cause
no
I
mana.
just wasted it all.
Nope.
All right, what's this?
So what you want to do is...
Accept.
Yeah, you always want to accept these. Every room in...
Those wretched things harassing you
We'll listen to this voice acting.
Will they? Well, just keep killing them, I guess.
Every...
Sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah. Every world, there's 4 areas in the game, right? And each of the areas is divided into rooms. And every room, you get a boon from a god. There's Artemis, there's Ares, there's Aphrodite, and they each give you a selection of one of 3 random boons that
We'll do the
they
dash attack
specifically have. Right? So each god is sort of themed after a specific thing. So Aphrodite is the god of charm, so the charm status effect. And making enemies weaker, so they do less damage. And Artemis is the god of hunting, right? So she gives you things like a seeking arrow. Like every time you attack, you also shoot a seeking arrow at the nearest enemy, something like that. So they're all themed very clearly, which I really enjoy. So it's pretty easy to get your own sort of build going. And also, you're collecting those darkness, those purple tear-looking things.
Yeah.
Those are for the permanent. Since this is a roguelike, there is some permanent character progression outside of each run. But it's pretty minimal. It's actually incredibly minimal. You could have it completed in like 10 runs or so. And it just gives you what I consider to be, it just starts you off at the baseline of you recover like 3 HP every time you go into a new room, and you have 3 what are called Death Defiance, which is just when you hit 0 HP, you come back to life with half HP. It's sort of a necessary part of the game. So those things, I mean, when you don't have those things, you just feel gimped because they feel like what is normal in the game. That gives you plus 25 health. You can also break all the pots in every room, which is a winner.
That's
incredible.
always a winner. Yeah.
It's incredible. There are some rooms that are
Having
just,
breakable objects never makes your game worse.
This game is full of breakable objects.
So did I just take one of those items?
No,
when I
you just
opened the...
you chose one of 2 paths. Actually,
It looked like there were items in those doors.
they just tell you what the reward is going to be for this room, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
Whatever that was.
So
the
I
other
get
room
it
was-
after.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna get it. Well,
You are
unless
gonna
I
get
die.
Yeah, you won't die. So you're already doing really well. See, you have the dash. You can dash at a minimum of 2 times. You can actually upgrade to dash up to like 7 times in a row. It's actually insane. It's actually crazy. And the game gets harder and harder, as you would expect it to, but it gets faster and faster, too, such that at a certain point you're entering rooms and there's just 10 guys that spawn in, and it just becomes chaos, and it's beautifully tuned chaos. That's a gold room, so you're going to collect 100 gold here when you complete this room. So not every room will give you a boon from a god. Some will give you gold or darkness, those purple tier shards. There's a lot of different things, you know, so it's kind of like when you start a run.
These skulls are just lost souls.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah. You're frequently, you know, you're given a choice if whether you want to focus on boons, which are your stat upgrades and your new abilities upgrades, or you can focus on things like gold and darkness if you want to try to farm for the metagame aspect of it. You know what I mean? For in between run progression. So it's really quite nice. There's nothing about this game I don't like.
I think I'm gonna pick this up. Like, I think I'm gonna buy this tonight. Is it on PS4? Or is it just? It's just on. It's probably just on Steam because it's early access, right?
Yeah. So the thing with that is, right, it was on the Epic Game Store for a year, and I knew it was on the Epic Game Store.
I think it was exclusive on Epic.
It was,
Store
exactly.
for a while,
It was
right?
Epic, and it just came out, I think, this month, or well, now it's January, so it came out last month, I believe. You have to collect your reward.
Oh, we gotta collect. Okay. Yeah, I see.
But this is, I told Joe, I was like, Joe, this is your kind of game. You are going to love it. That's a shop. So that icon always means you're about to enter a shop. Shops have lots of pots, man. Smash those. I don't see any pots. Wait, where are all the pots? Maybe this one doesn't have any pots.
There's Geists in here.
No.
You can smash.
Oh, there you go.
There's
There's
some
some pots. So these three items, right? This is pretty typical. The hammer, one of the best items in the game. It fundamentally changes your moveset.
Should be useful.
So your special hits twice. That's decent. Okay.
Wider area?
Piercing wave is, you know, when in Zelda when you have max life and you shoot a beam.
Yeah.
It's that.
Oh yeah, let's do
It's
that.
incredible.
Let's
It's
do
very
that.
fun.
Let's do the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
It also sounds quite powerful as well. What's this? Oh,
That's
this is just food.
health. You don't really need
What is that? Why is there like a taco and fries in there?
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
It's great. It's great. So normally, I'm not even the kind of person that likes games like this where you enter. It's like an arena. It's an arena roguelike, right?
Yeah, that's all it is.
But
I mean, that's not all. It is.
yeah, well, I know what
It's,
you mean. Something about this game transcends that genre, and that's fair to say of every game that these developers have put out, right? Bastion was actually more or less the same. It was like an arena style combat game.
Yeah, this reminds me of a really fast Bastion. It's like Devil May Cry plus Bastion,
Yeah,
and it's pretty much like that.
but the amount of heart that is in this game is indescribable. You can actually tell on the main menu. It tells you how many runs you've attempted to get out of hell.
Somewhere, little nephew. Good. But here, allow your favorite uncle to bestow a little boost.
Also, one of the best things about this game is the characterization of all the gods. The amount of heart that is in those gods and in the dialogue. I'm 55 runs into the game, and there's tons of dialogue that I've not seen yet, and stuff that is brand new to me every time I play. So just the amount of work that has been put into the game, and it's still in early access, is staggering. So these are all decent.
Your cast damages filled. What's cast?
Oh, we didn't even talk about the cast. Yeah. So if you hit B, you're going to throw a red diamond.
Oh, I haven't. That's the only button I haven't tried yet.
Yeah. So that's a cast. Normally, if you didn't have any upgrades in the metagame progression, it would do nothing except just damage people. But any enemy that has that cast. Oh.
Did I just summon a guy?
Yeah, I've actually never used that, believe it or not. So that is something you get once you've completed a bunch of runs. He will act. He's going to take aggro, but he's going to take aggro for a certain amount, and then he'll disappear. There's a lot of those different systems that you can stack together. Like you have that guy, you have the keepsake system, you have the meta progressions. There's a lot of little things that interact together in really, really interesting ways. Oh yeah, but the cast. Any character, it actually might be different now because you upgraded the cast, but in its default form, the cast gets stuck in whatever enemy it hits for 10 seconds. And as long as they have that cast stuck in them, they take 50% more damage. That's your guy.
Oh yeah, I'm killing him.
Yeah, that's okay. He's actually, you saw him earlier in the room with all
Yeah.
the weapons. You got to go back and pick up your reward.
Oh, did I miss it? Oh yeah.
But you can see now that your cast is different. Now it's made of water because you aligned with Poseidon, right?
Oh, my summon's unavailable. Why?
You can only use it once per encounter and only twice per run.
Oh, I see. So I killed him.
You did kill him, yes.
Would I lose him anyway if I go into the next room?
No.
Oh.
Well, no, you would.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So once
well,
you,
then,
yeah.
Well, then I did it on purpose.
Yeah. Every room is a brand new start. You don't carry anything over between rooms. But this is absolutely your kind of game, and I was surprised it takes a special kind of game for me to like this kind of, like where such precise input is required.
I got 3 of these casts now.
Yeah. So you can attack 3 different enemies, and they'll each take, I guess 1.5 times the damage.
I'm getting like a Dead Cells feel too, because it's just because it's so fast paced.
Yeah. So you picked up a palm, which every boon has levels and rarities. So a palm lets you upgrade the level of your boons, not the rarity. Rarity is basically like,
okay. We'll do the Bloodshot.
Yeah.
We'll do the cast here because I'm using that more.
Rarities are basically like meta levels. So you can have a common boon, and it has, levels 1 through 10 or whatever, and then you can have a rare version of that same boon, and just the numbers start higher. Also, the voice acting is amazing. These guys have always been known for amazing voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, Bastion had the narrator, right? That was a big deal at the time, too.
Yeah.
That was before Darkest Dungeon took the title for Best Narrator in a game.
Yep. And just the incredible work they've done with developing each of these. I mean, this is a concept that's been done to death, Like the gods. People will create their own versions of these Olympian gods, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Artemis and Zeus and Poseidon. You've seen them everywhere. And it's always...
So I have to just... Oh, that crystal is an enemy. I thought that was a trap. I thought that was a trap before when I saw it, and I got tricked again into thinking that it was a trap and not an enemy that I actually had to kill.
So it's always very special to me when a piece of media manages to redefine something that has been done to death. As another example, Pirates of the Caribbean, when that film came out, pirates had been done to death, but not in an interesting way.
Well, we might have different opinions on that one.
Maybe. I'm not saying it was a perfect film or a fantastic film even. I really enjoyed it, but it redefined the traditional pirate film in a way that was much more engaging to most people, I think. And that's what this game more or less does with the gods concept, right? Whatever mythology.
Yeah. I'm not falling asleep. I'm not falling asleep on this. I fell asleep during Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I actually did.
Okay.
I found it to be so obnoxiously boring.
That's fair.
It was just too long. I didn't care about any of the characters. I kind of actually wanted to see them get hurt.
All right. That's fair. Yeah, these suck, actually. Walk up to that palm in the upper left corner, and you have 6 rerolls. Not that one. You have 6 rerolls, which I have unlocked via meta progression. If you hit right trigger instead of R bumper, you can re-roll this into something else, because the palms really suck.
Okay.
That's Aphrodite. Aphrodite is great.
Okay.
She's one of my go-tos. She's one of my favorites, next to Artemis. Okay, this is the room before the boss of this area, so there's no combat here.
Okay.
We're going to have ourselves a little outing I expect that neither one of us shall soon forget.
So she specializes in weakness and charming. Weakness makes enemies do half damage, which is really useful. Oh yeah, there's also there's like an ult system, but you have to choose it. And each of the gods have a specific ult. I don't like hers all that much because it just does charm. If I were you, I would do probably Heartbreak Flourish.
Okay.
Anything that increases your special or attack damage is usually worth picking up, because it tends to peter off.
Sure enough.
So here we are. This is the boss of the first area.
Is it always the same boss?
It is always... Well, no, not exactly. Remember when I turned off all those difficulty modifiers?
Yeah.
One of those modifiers includes changing every boss of each area to have new abilities. So if this
it's
were
the same boss, just with a bigger moveset? Is that what you mean?
Not quite.
Or a different
no.
moveset? Okay.
This boss, if you have that modifier that it's called the Pact of Punishment on, she would have 2 sisters, and they would each be doing their own attacks.
Oh, ads.
Not quite. You can't damage them. They're just part of the fight to make it tougher. So it's much more than just she has a big moveset or a slightly improved damage. They actually change fundamental parts of the fight, which is always the road less traveled, because it's harder to do than simply tweaking numbers upwards. You know what I mean?
Look at these indicators indicating where the damage is going to happen.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful chaos.
We love that.
We do love that. And I haven't played a game since Enter the Gungeon, where when
Look how fast it moves, but you can still dodge it.
Yep. And you do get iframes too, which is nice. But you always have at least 2 dashes, so you can always escape everything. I haven't played a game since Enter the Gungeon where when you got hit, it was because you screwed up. As much as this game.
Yeah, I could see a comparison to Enter the Gungeon. Just because that's a roguelike with abilities and upgrades that carry over
Yeah.
between runs.
But, I mean, every enemy has a very predictable moveset. You always know exactly what they're going to do. And a nice touch is every time an enemy is about to attack, they flash white. You can probably see that right now. All those big dudes, they flash white just before they're about to smack you.
And white is the color that's the easiest to see.
So you always know when an attack is coming. It's just a matter of, if there are 10 guys around you, it's just a matter of maneuvering the right way to
It's something that you might not even notice, but you just subconsciously know that the enemy's about to attack you because it flashes with the most visible color that there is.
And everything is happening so quickly. Exactly. It's happening so quickly you don't always notice. But your brain did, to quote Red Letter Media, because I like quoting things, because quotes are original and funny. So you're doing okay here, actually. You killed the first boss on your first try without dying. Pretty impressive. They only get crazier from here.
That time, Meg.
I was getting a little worried for a second there.
Yeah. So that was 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 55 seconds. An average run for me takes about 35 minutes because I'm pretty slow. But that was one of 4
Yeah,
areas.
I've just been kind of blazing through it.
No, you're doing all right.
It's so fast paced. I just want to keep going.
So this is the bonus section. After you kill a boss, you get, well, the first thing, you want to refill your health there at the fountain. The next thing, you can change your keepsake if you really want to, which you don't have to. You could. There's a bunch of different things you can choose. You can sort of nudge the RNG to get a specific god in your next room, which is always nice if you're trying to go for a specific build.
The next boon you find will be from Aphrodite. Is that good because we already have her, or no?
I mean, yeah, it's just as good as any of the other options too, though. And there's plenty of other keepsakes which don't involve gods.
Items from the Well of Charon have durations increased by +4 encounters.
Those are you come across shops occasionally too, and those shops you can buy abilities that expire after a certain amount of encounters.
So what's something interesting? What's something that's going to make us that's going to be interesting for our run here? When you take lethal damage, miraculously survive with 150 health. Traps and rubble falling from pillars deal plus 200% damage to foes. The next boon you have will be from...
These are all the god ones. Something that would be interesting is if you like going fast, this one is great. So gain 1.1% dodge chance and move speed. Dodge chance is just
each time you quickly clear an encounter. Okay, sure, we'll try that.
It's incredibly difficult. I don't think you'll get any, actually. Because
well, we'll see about that.
I would blame the fact that it's an early access. There's no timer. You don't know how quickly is, and that's maybe my only gripe with the game at this point. I don't know how quickly quick is, and there's no on-screen indication. You don't want to sell anything.
I don't want to sell. Okay.
I mean,
I was going to say, do I want to sell any of this
could.
stuff for cash?
You could.
Well, so okay, this is the store where I can buy things.
Yeah. See how it says 3 chambers?
Yeah.
That Karen keepsake that you just looked at, Karen would have extended that by 4 encounters. So that's how those two things work. So you can get a keepsake that makes this.
Oh, so for the next 3 chambers, I get 15% health extra. Okay, we'll buy it.
That's not bad. These are your meta progression. I just always buy those.
Okay. Passive ensure a chaos gate will spawn ahead where possible. Okay, sure. I don't know what's a chaos gate.
You'll see. You'll see. Yeah. What's a good analogy? The chaos gate is the what are they called in the Binding of Isaac? They're like devil rooms or whatever. Like you have to take damage to enter the devil room. But they offer you something.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I remember that.
It's that, and in fact, there it is. It's right there. It costs you 20. Don't leave.
This right here?
No.
Oh,
sorry,
it's this.
down there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Costs you 24 health.
Descend. Costs 24 health. Did it cost me 2 times 24 health? Wait, I just gained plus 24 health. Probably because I think I gained that because I had the other item that gives you 50% or 15% whenever you enter a room. So it probably let me get in for free, basically.
Yeah, it actually did. Yeah,
it took it away and then gave it back. Anyway, so we'll accept a gift here.
Yeah, all the other gods in the game
or something.
Unequivocally offer you something beneficial. This is the only one where you have to pay in health, and also you're going to pay in a temporary condition here. So each of these have a temporary condition that is 3 or 4 encounters where something bad happens to you. But the bonus is really great. So these are all okay. I never take cast bonuses. Your dash attack is when you're mid-dashed and you attack.
Yeah. I was doing that in the beginning, but I haven't been doing it as much.
I like that, or Caustic Soul is good because you get 53 max HP, which is pretty big. But every time an enemy dies, a bomb spawns at their location.
Well, that sounds easy.
As if it wasn't hectic enough, it gets even crazier.
That should be nothing. Yeah. I'll just dash away from him.
So, Asphodel. Oh my god, you found this room. Okay, this is actually, there's no combat in this room. This is...
Ow.
Don't leave. Don't leave. Yeah, that's the trap in this area. It's lava. The floor is lava, basically. So talk to that girl over there. You can dash over to the Yeah, you have to dash over there. This is one of those areas.
How do I dash? Is that a wall? Oh, you can just dash through a wall?
You can dash through most walls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just into myself and cooking up a storm. You know me, hun.
So this is actually an area that does not appear every run. I believe it doesn't appear every run.
Up to 2 random boons of yours are upgraded to next rarity.
And what you can do here is if you hit the back button, you can actually examine your boons if you want to make an informed choice
back
here.
button.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can see what they do and which of these options you would like to take. But it doesn't really matter at this point.
The next 3 boons you find have... Oh, I want the ones that I already have
So
to be upgraded. Up
yeah.
to 4 random boons can plus 1 level. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's not terrible. They're all great.
I knew it.
Hunter Dash, Flood Shot, Heartbreak Flourish.
You only have 3 boons.
Oh. Well, that was a waste.
That must be why. We still
Alright.
got 3 out of 4.
Oh shit, I just stepped into the lava here. Are we ready to go? There you
Yep,
go.
yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Gemstones.
Is that Charon?
Charon or Karen? I like to think of it as Karen.
I don't know how you pronounce that word.
I think it's Charon.
Believe it or not, I've known that word since I was like 6 years old because of Monster in My Pocket.
Oh. Well, next time you go to the shop, we can talk to Charon.
I've always been quite interested in mystical creatures and monsters of the past that, you know, existed, such as Cerberus, Basilisk, Charon.
So you can't interact with that treasure chest until you kill the enemies here. And this guy has yellow, which means he's armored, which means he doesn't stagger. You may have noticed that already, that if enemies have a red health bar, they can stagger infinitely.
No, I haven't noticed at all. Oh, that was a bomb. Did that just hit me?
You got double bombed, in fact,
well,
yeah. He had a green bomb and a yellow bomb. You've been greened and yellowed. What do green and yellow make when you mix them? Green yellow?
Green and yellow? Yeah, green yellow.
It's not actually
That's
new-
what it's called.
It's
Yeah,
not a new
green
color.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yep. That is not one of the 6 colorful colors, as I call them.
The colorful colors,
Well, you got black and white, and then there's the 6 colorful colors.
which are blue, red, yellow, green,
Purple,
purple.
orange.
Orange is just red and yellow, though.
Correct, but
Oh.
it's still a different color.
Okay. But it's a colorful.
Considered a different color. I don't actually know what they're called. I'm sure there's actually a name for them.
Oh.
The tertiary, the primary and secondary colors are what they are called.
I still want to make a game based on those colors. That would be a cool concept. At some point in my life, I'll do it. It's always a challenge to find an interesting way to theme a game. Gemstones. Oh yeah, so gemstones are another meta progression. So, okay, each of these trials will give you something different. This one gives you health, others will give you darkness or gemstones.
I'm doing it.
The goal is to slay everything as quickly as possible.
Okay.
As if the game was not already about speed, now it's especially about speed.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, just be quiet. No,
Yep.
I'm just kidding. You better not be quiet. It's Game Soup. We gotta talk. We're making a video here, Ed. Keep talking.
You get that feeling like, oh god. Like you feel like you did it.
Oh, I did it?
That was
Okay.
really quick, actually. So you just got a full health restore.
Amazing.
Excellent.
All right, now can I leave?
You can do Artemis or Athena. Athena is the god of war. Artemis is the god of hunting.
Well, let's say God of War.
Okay. Or no,
Okay.
she's not the god of war. She's the god of.
Well, we're taking it.
Okay, Ares is the god of war. Artemis or Athena is the god of
I thought Kratos was the God of War.
something or other. Oh, the barge. Okay, this is a pretty common one. You usually encounter this. This is considered a mini boss encounter in most runs because of the small arena size. There are mini bosses in the game.
Are they still going to be launching those bombs at me?
Yep, for 2 more encounters, in fact. Yeah, there have been plenty of times where I regretted that choice to choose a chaos boon. It does come back to bite you quite frequently. Some of the boons, though, are worth taking. There's a boon that increases your attack by like 60%, and if you're running a build that increases your that focuses on special damage, there's a boon that increases your special damage by like 60 to 80%.
So there's a benefit for me using this B button attack to tag multiple different enemies rather than tagging the same enemy multiple times?
Yeah,
with
there's
it?
no benefit to tagging the same enemy multiple times.
Okay.
There is a benefit to tagging multiple enemies at a time. Yeah. But again, it's not always easy to do, and it's not required because as long as you can dodge their movesets, the matches go pretty quickly anyway. So it's not something you want to try to focus on like above everything else. You know what I mean? It's not something you should go out of your way to do. Yeah, it is fun because it sets up a nice loop for pretty much every enemy that you're fighting. You know, you throw the cast into them and You dodge their attacks, you run around, and you destroy them, and then they drop the cast, and then you just rinse and repeat.
That's all an MMO is extreme looping.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, only it feels much nicer.
An MMO takes you an entire game to train you how to do it, and then the end game is really the real game. Where you actually know how to play your character.
You did it. And you got Athena. What is she the god of? It should tell us. Goddess of wisdom. Okay.
It's not as fun as war.
No.
Fight on and come to us.
So that's the top one is your ult. You don't have an ult yet, so you could choose that. After you take damage, any projectiles that hit you are sent back to their owners.
Resist damage from foes' attacks.
Yeah, that's just blanket 13%
just
damage.
reduce damage? Okay, we'll just take reduced damage. Nothing else is really super interesting anyway, so they usually try to take something that that has a bigger effect on the game, something more visibly that changes the game. But if there isn't anything else, we'll just take something that seems solid.
You may have noticed that one of those pots was gold. I believe it's a 5 or 10% chance for any pot to be a coin pot, and they drop money. But that's something you have to unlock. Okay, this is a cool room. I was not expecting. This is a pretty rare encounter. The goal here is to destroy more enemies than he does.
Oh. Well, I'm sure I can do that.
But he has an AoE that deals infinite damage.
Oh, really?
So your goal is, again, it's all about the speed, man. You just got to kill more guys than he does.
It seems like everything is just about speed.
It is.
Freaking enemies.
Yeah.
There's some.
They'll just keep spawning in waves. I don't know whether this is timed or if it's about the number of enemies. Because there have been cases where, like, the total number of enemies slain was like 15 or 20, and there have been cases where that number was like in the 30s or something.
Is that purple circle going to damage me too?
No.
Okay.
That's his AoE when he's killing guys.
So I'm not going to take damage from that. So I don't need to avoid that. Okay.
Right.
That's going to give me my advantage to not avoid that.
Yep. In fact, you should be sniping guys within that AoE.
Yeah, because then they won't be destroyed by him. They'll be destroyed by me if I can kill him faster than him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea here. I think I'm missing my B button attack here. They're like laying around the arena here.
They might be. But it's really not that important at this point. It's
Taking
really
a lot of
important.
damage.
It's good for bosses, right?
Yeah.
But for these smaller encounters,
Yeah,
where
it doesn't really matter too much. Everything dies really fast.
It does help in certain situations, but again, you shouldn't go out of your way to do it. You did it. Nice.
I did do it.
So, yeah, you got 16, he got 13.
Not sure if that was going to happen.
So your reward is, on top of whatever reward you earned in this room, which was the money, you also got 25 health. So, it's always to your benefit to do that. That's a shop down there, by the way. That
This
purple,
one?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's another one. Is Well of Karen.
Restore 15% health when you enter a team. We already had that one before.
Yeah.
We just gained some.
Yeah.
Some what would you call this?
They're called darkness.
The resource that allows you to upgrade between rounds, right?
Like the metagame resource.
Yeah, metagame resource. Let's call it that.
+1
Gain diamond for your cast. We'll take that.
Oh, all right. If I were you, I would take the top 2 as well.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Oh, can we can take all of them?
You can take all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a pick one kind of thing.
No.
But it's a shop. In a shop, you're allowed to buy as many items as you want.
Oh, okay. That's a special god, Hermes. Hermes isn't like the other gods. He doesn't have the same set of boons necessarily, and I believe you are limited to a certain amount of Hermes boons in each run.
Why, look at you there, boss. I recognize that fancy plume you got. Just an iota of my speediness in there, but still, much more than most can do.
Hermes is OPOP.
After you dash, gain 100% more move speed. You have plus 25% chance to dodge. Running into foes makes them 25% slower for these things. Let's do the dash, because I dash a lot.
Okay, yeah.
After you dash, gain extra move speed. We'll take that.
That dash.
Oh yeah!
thing,
Wow! Look at it. Oh god!
Yeah.
It made me run into lava.
it's insane. That dodge chance again is just a flat 25% chance to negate all damage.
That's pretty strong too.
So, and he didn't even offer you. He could have offered you.
This is permanent Featherfoot.
I guess, yeah. I guess it is.
Featherfoot. Wait, no one's gonna know what that is. That's from Final Fantasy 14.
So welcome to the boss of the second.
It's a tank cooldown that gives you dodge chance for 15 seconds. Gives you extra dodge chance. That's about it.
You do pretty well, man. Are you sure you haven't played this before?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's impervious.
Actually, I haven't played a video game in like a month, to be honest.
God damn. Well, okay. The basic strategy here is he spawns ads.
These green ads?
You have to focus ads, right?
Yeah, that's usually the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mostly just dashing out of the way of attacks and hitting things.
That's all you do in this game. That's all you do. That's all you do. You're doing so much better than I did my first time playing this game. Like, this was a monumental... Like, Gungeon was a monumental effort.
So is he's still invulnerable?
He is no longer invulnerable. He has every quarter of his health he does that. So he just did it once. He'll do it 2 more times. There you go.
Alright, he's gonna do it again. We gotta kill some ads again.
And these ads also attack if you give them enough time. But you seem to be just annihilating everything. I don't appreciate that.
I might have your upgrades though, you know? You might have like some kind of upgrades that have carried over. You didn't give me any of the difficulty increase bonuses.
No, but even still, the difficulty upgrades that I choose are not the major ones. There's some pretty crazy ones. You are just doing really well. And I'm bothered. I'm incredibly disturbed. By the way, if I haven't made this clear, the game is $25 right now. It's in early access.
How is it $25? How is this not $60?
I would pay $60 for this game, and I would be satisfied, and I would give them more money if I could. The next big update, they do a monthly major update. The next update is in 7 days. You can check on the main menu. They're adding a new god to the game. There's also no ending to the game yet.
And this is early access still?
This is early access. This is more polished than most games are in their final stage.
It also is Warframe.
Warframe. Warframe doesn't even count though. They've been in beta for like 8 years.
Is that still in beta? Is it still?
I don't know. Probably.
Do they still call it beta?
I don't know why I don't know why, but yeah, probably. Oh god.
Like during the limited time where I was playing it, it was still in beta.
Yeah.
That was,
I don't think
that was
it'll ever
years
be,
ago now, though.
It's never going to be out of beta, let's
that
be
was
honest.
2017, I think, was when I played Warframe.
Great game, but...
Yeah, I liked it a lot, but yeah, it's like perfectly designed to be perfectly addicting.
Great game, though. Absolutely great game. I was thinking about that. I haven't played Warframe in... Yeah, like... I stopped playing just before you started playing.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot. That happened when we were younger, too, with Diablo 2.
Yeah,
Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Remember that one.
Yeah. I remember because I watched you play it for the first time, and I was like, ew, this game is gross. There's blood.
Yeah, there's a lot of exploding bloody corpses and stuff in that one.
And that was just before I discovered how amazing it was. Whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. Now you're addicted to video games. And look at all these fucking ads!
Yep, this is the final ad phase. There are...
This is a long boss.
All the bosses are pretty long, with the exception of that first one. You got lucky, man. I don't know how you did that. But all the bosses present a unique challenge. And this one is all about ads. And what I really like about this boss is the fact that none of these Hydras is threatening on their own. Right? They have like 3 attacks. They shoot projectiles at you,
yeah,
they
but there's
smash
so
into the
many
ground.
of them.
But there's 7 of them on screen at some point.
Oops, I think I missed there.
So just the fact that you are dodging not only...
My crystal is off in the lava over there. I missed, and I threw it into the lava.
You can grab it and dash back without taking damage.
I'll just leave it. I have a lot of them.
Yeah. There's also a health restoration item in the upper left corner, which you don't really need right now, but just make sure you grab it before you go.
Upper left corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that taco. There you go. You just grabbed it. Again, you're doing way too well, way too good for this, because you still have 3, what do you call that, like auto phoenix or whatever? The next time you die, you get resurrected 3 times.
Oh, really?
But it doesn't look like you're ever going to die. And I have a problem with that.
It'll.
This was incredibly difficult. I think I died on
this. Is this the last phase?
This is
He's
the
gonna
final
be dead
phase.
now.
He's about dead. There you go.
I wasn't even looking at his life bar.
Well done. I'm impressed. There you go. 80 dorkness. 80 dorkness.
Do we need to pick anything else up here?
No, that's everything.
Okay.
You can just go ahead and leave. Time to get to that reward room, like we just saw for the first boss. You got that
Cool.
fountain. You can sell some stuff. Or you can do nothing.
Trip lightly, boy.
No, we gotta
Definitely-
refill our health.
Definitely want that.
And then we can change this. We might as well just change it.
You should, because I don't think you got it. It's very difficult to get the move speed increases here. So yeah, I would choose something else.
Enter Chaos Gates without losing health.
That one's okay.
After taking damage, become impervious to damage for 1.5 seconds.
That's the top tier.
Okay, let's just take that.
Yeah. In fact, you're going to want that for this section, and you will see why.
Okay. Life Essence,
You don't need
restore up to 94. Yeah, we don't need that.
You also don't need that.
Replenish 1 use of Death Defiance. Passive, ensure a Chaos Gate will spawn ahead. All right,
Yeah, sure.
sure, we'll
That's
take
up
a
to you.
Chaos Gate.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have taken the one that
Yeah.
that lets you not take damage from Chaos Gates.
Too
but-
late. Yeah, once
too
you
late.
switch.
Should have looked at
Yeah.
everything.
That's all right.
Purge Floodshot, epic. Your cast damages foes in an area and knocks them back.
You're selling
No?
these.
Oh yeah, this is the selling. That's right.
I just want
Yeah,
you-
that's why I'm gaining gold
Yeah.
from doing it, not losing gold. Yeah, we should just not sell anything, probably. Probably just continue on here.
So we're
Not
continuing.
selling all of our stuff.
The third area of the game is called
Is this
Elysium.
the world tree?
Right? Isn't it?
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. So there's a lot of pots in this room. And there's a Chaos Gate. Check that out. Actually,
Yeah, well, I mean, we paid to spawn it, so we
I
might
know.
as well.
I didn't know they spawned here, though. Even still. Better be good.
Well then. In the name of Hades.
Flayed Affluence. For the next 4 encounters, every time you special, take -4. Afterward, any gold find. I don't care about gold. For the next 3 encounters, you take a lot of damage from traps. Afterward, your dash attack deals extra damage. I don't care about that. For the next 4 encounters, you have minus move speed. Afterwards, any... Well, I guess we can get you some more darkness. I'm not really that interested in any of these. We'll just take this one.
Okay, I was going to say take Abyssal Launch. It doesn't really matter, though. Oh, gemstones are the other metagame progression system.
Yeah.
You use those to renovate your home in Hell,
Oh, okay.
which we will get to once
Which one would you rather have? The Shadow Stones or the Gemstones?
It doesn't matter, dude.
Okay, we'll take some
Yeah,
Shadow
You,
Stones
just,
then.
you pick whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Are they called Shadow Stones? The
They're
purple
called
ones?
Darkness, yeah.
Darkness Stones, yeah.
There's a really interesting metagame progression,
Oh, there's a...
which we have not looked at. And once this run is complete, I'll be able to show you. We'll go back to the overworld there. So these guys, you can probably guess what their gimmick is. When you kill them, they respawn as those eyes.
Okay.
And if you don't kill the eyes fast enough,
They turn into... They respawn as their guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Their skeleton
Yep.
men? Okay, got it.
and these
So
guys
kill
are
the eyes.
they're significantly harder than pretty much any of the enemies you've faced so far.
Oh, good.
Because there's this spear variant, there's a bow and arrow variant, and they shoot you from a distance. There's also a shield variant, which requires you to attack them from the correct direction. And there's also these butterfly dudes, dude. Butterfly dudes? What are they?
What's this? Hey, what is this
It's
thing?
a butterfly dude. Well, you know what's really cool though? You're standing right in front of a trap. You can proc that trap and dodge out of the way before it hits you, and have it attack them, and they take
What
the
trap?
damage.
Oh, that!
Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
I
That's
was trying to
another-
trigger it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was those things on those statue things on the wall. Okay,
Believe-
we gotta kill this eye real fast.
Believe it or not,
Okay.
that's one of the most satisfying things in this game.
You know what's the most satisfying thing in the game?
What?
It's really fast.
Dashing. It is so fast and so responsive. And it's very fast.
Yeah, you can cancel out of anything. I remember any time there was a game where you could cancel, where there was just a button that would cancel your attack, I loved it.
Yep.
No matter what, because it wasn't as common a mechanic, but now it's in many things. It's not in everything, but it's in many things, and anything that it's in is great. And I think that our game is probably going to have that. As long as you can react
Yeah.
to an enemy
Yeah.
movement, as long as your brain has the speed to react to an enemy movement, you can dodge it. You can cancel out of anything.
Right now, our dash is actually, you can't cancel out of it.
Oh, well.
But it's a dash, though. You need to cancel out of a dash, don't you?
Not cancel out of a dash, cancel into a dash. Anything should
only
be able to
into a dash,
Yeah,
just not out of a dash.
right. You shouldn't be able to cancel out of a dash, no.
But you shouldn't have full iframes during the entire duration of a dash. don't you?
No, you shouldn't have full iframes, but you should be able to cancel to escape from
I
enemy
see.
attack.
Yeah.
I don't think our dash is even going to have iframes.
Oh,
Or if it does, it's going to be
very
very
small.
minimal. Yeah.
I was planning for it to have very small, a very limited number of iframes.
Yeah.
If any.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the game feels
Yeah.
as we test it and
Because
develop it.
what I like about that is that you can design enemies that attack an entire area, where if you didn't have iframes, you would certainly take damage. But Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of design space there that does open up. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm eating this beef jerky.
Ensure a treasure trove will spawn ahead where possible. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah. All
right.
That's more for the. You probably want to get that health.
Did you just eat that whole thing while we were playing this?
No, there was only a little bit left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I doing here?
Your move speed is gimped. You probably want to buy that other thing from the shop too. There was a.
I'm smashing the statue.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, by the way, everything is destructible. That's why.
Yeah.
Did you notice how rubble fell from the ceiling?
Yeah.
That hurts enemies.
Oh.
So, pretty much every object in the game that is not just a straight up wall, don't leave.
Oh, don't leave.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's another Daedalus hammer. These guys explode if they touch you. These are the most annoying enemies in the game by a factor of 1,212.
Can I just throw shit at them? Is that the idea?
Exactly what you should do. Is you should throw your casts at them or use your special and dash away. Many a run was lost to these mini chariots. I believe they're called
mini chariots.
That's what they are. They're mini chariots.
Well, yeah, I would call them that as well. That's what I labeled them as in my.
They're called flame wheels, I believe. And as you might have guessed, there are not non-mini versions of these that do not explode. But these guys will always explode on you.
They're tickers.
Mm-hmm.
Gears of War had an enemy called a ticker. It was really fast and mini and small, and when it got near you, it exploded.
These are the worst enemies in the game. Not because they're difficult, but because they're annoying.
I haven't played Gears of War since Gears of War Judgment. I haven't played any of the X-Bone Gears of War games.
This is the shield boy, right?
Yeah. So I have to go around and flank him? Is that what you're saying?
You got hit from behind. Yep.
Okay.
Easier said than done.
He's blocking.
He knows how to block from the front. You know what also is cool about this game is that one of the weapons you can choose is a shield. You can block everything. You can block every single attack in the game, including from the final boss.
No, you
with
should have
that
told me
shield.
about the shield. You know how I feel about shields.
You hate them.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I always play tanks in MMOs, and in Dead Cells, I always use a shield.
Oh.
I never use the bow in Dead Cells. I always take a shield.
Next time.
Double Nova. Dash attack. Your dash attack hits twice. Deals plus 30% damage. Your attack deals plus 300% damage to armor.
So that's enemies with a yellow health bar. They'll take 300% damage.
Special hits twice in a smaller area, no longer knocks foes away. I'll take that. Sure. We'll see how that does.
Those are all completely viable options. You can do a shop or you can do Athena. I would do Athena because you don't have a ton of gold.
Sure, I would do Athena too.
But oh, it's a mini boss.
Sorry about that joke.
This is a little bit of foreshadowing. This is actually the boss of this area.
Okay.
But he appears as a mini boss.
He's a Minotaur.
He is the Minotaur.
He has really cool pink horns. The way it's colored. Really neat. Okay. Oh, he's gonna attack me.
All right. He's got a pretty simple moveset. I think you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. He does what you would expect a bull to do.
Oh. Is that charging directly at you?
It is. He doesn't always do it. This is his most common attack. So
I'm trying to use this special attack because I do a lot more damage with it, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't knock him back.
Right.
According to that last upgrade I got.
Yes, like stuff that hits twice, usually end up just spamming or kind of forcing yourself into that particular build. But it's totally worth it because you're doing 130 damage per hit and you're hitting twice. So it's respectable. It's respectable. Yeah, mostly the trick here is to generally keep some distance so you can simply dash out of those.
That doesn't seem to be. It's not really my MO.
It's all right. I mean, to be fair, with the sword is there's his dash attack. The sword is the most melee focused weapon in the game. It is almost impossible to do anything from range when you have this weapon, unless you have, which you also happen to have at this point. You have that beam attack, which shoots a beam out, but the damage is pretty low. But, I mean, pretty much every other weapon in the game has some better form of ranged attack, I want to say.
Oh, he's impervious. Why has he been impervious for so long?
Oh, I don't know.
Why was he impervious for almost 1 full second? That really bothered me.
I've never seen that. He did 2 dashes in a row.
Yeah, he just like kind of changed direction there. That's kind of scary.
He does chase you with that dash, and
I'm taking a lot of fucking damage.
Yep. It's not easy. But you know what? When you get to the boss of this area, you're already going to know how to fight half of it.
So there's really not any... Is there really no benefit for me to put more of these crystals into him with the B button?
No. There's no benefit. I mean...
Because I see over his life bar that there's 3 of them, right?
Right.
So...
Unless I'm completely mistaken, I believe that having one or all of them
does it
makes
matter?
no difference.
Does it do damage when it hits him at least?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least
So-
then doing
yeah.
a little range damage there. Jesus.
go.
That,
Yep.
Is he's not dead?
He is dead.
Oh, he had low health though.
Right.
Oh, he's just leaving?
Uh-huh. It was
Come
just
on.
it was only a test.
I don't
bro.
chase him.
You'll come back. You'll find him soon enough.
All right, what's my gift?
You're going to fight again.
In the name of Hades, I shall receive a divine strike. Your attack is stronger and can deflect. Your call briefly makes... Oh yeah, can I call a son? Do I still have that skeleton? I've forgotten about that L button.
So you used your skeleton up. You only had 2 uses.
Oh, okay.
But your call is something different. Your call is your right trigger, and every god has a specific call. Athena, she makes you invulnerable. One of them poisons everything around you. One of them does lightning.
Okay, we'll take that.
Okay. I was going to suggest Divine Strike because... Well, okay. If you want to survive, Divine Strike, because that makes your default attack much stronger.
All right.
But Athena's 8 is more interesting, so...
Oh, well then I should have taken it.
Sorry.
We
Sorry.
usually try to take things that are more interesting for the viewer, things so you can see more of the game, more of the different things that they designed for us.
But the game is getting incredibly difficult at this point, so having more just
No, it's
basic...
No, man, I got this.
It's really not, though. You're right.
I got this.
You're really like, I'm scared about this, that it's not getting harder, and it should be. It really should be much, much harder than it is right now. You're doing pretty good.
Well, I know. Sometimes I make everything look so easy. I
I
embarrass
embarrass
even myself. Oh, you gotta kill this eye. You gotta kill that eye fast.
Standing in front of all those traps.
Nothing wrong with that.
Huh?
I barely took any damage. Relax, Ed.
You have 4 HP. You're about to die and lose the entire game.
Do I have any resurrections left?
You have 3.
Oh, well fine.
I only said that to ruffle your... Yeah, there you go. Deathified.
So what do we get? Half our life back?
Half,
Okay,
yeah.
oh, good enough. That's all I need.
That's all you need, baby.
So you always have to play as Hades, huh?
That's not Hades.
Well, who are we?
You're Zagreus.
Well, where's Hades? Why is it called Hades?
Hades is your father,
Oh.
and your goal is to escape hell and escape Hades. You're trying to leave.
Is Hades hell or is it the god of death? The god of
Hades
hell?
is the god, yeah, who is your father. You'll see. Once we get back to the hub,
Wait, you can't be impervious if you're the eyeball that resurrects into another guy.
the reason you're impervious is because those blue crystal guys make everything around them impervious.
Oh, well, I should be killing the blue crystal guys then. That seems to be the most logical
Yeah, but
thing to target right now.
You couldn't have known that. It's not your fault.
You should have told me that.
I should have,
Ed.
but I was too busy yammering on.
Well, Ed, I'm going to be holding a grudge against you for the rest of the night.
Do you still have reduced movement speed from Chaos?
Yeah.
God, it
how
lasts
slow I am.
forever.
Look how slow I am, but
Yeah.
I have that increased dash, so I
Yeah.
just dash a lot. So if you
Yeah.
dash, you get the increased movement speed after the dash.
That's
That
what
kind
you
of
should-
evens it out.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing anyway. I always feel like those Chaos Boons last so much longer than
I'm
the
going to kill
number...
this eye.
Yeah. But also to balance it out, Hermes has a boon that gives you plus 40% move speed, just total. And that feels really nice when you have it, compared to this, where you have... oh, there you go. You actually just cleared it. You have no more reduced movement speed.
Hydrolite. Restore 15%.
I would absolutely get that.
Yeah, actually,
In
we
fact,
kind of need the health.
I would pick up everything here. If you want to, if you want to do another
I'm
Chaos
going to do a
Gate.
Chaos Gate. Yeah,
So this
well,
is
might as well do it.
Poseidon or Athena again.
Okay. Yeah, you pick.
Go with Poseidon.
All right.
He does a lot of water-based attacks, like, for example, slamming enemies into walls. Oh, by the way, you do increase damage if you slam an enemy into a wall or a barrier or a trap. It's a completely different form of damage called, I think it's called barrier damage, or it has a specific name, but anytime you can do that, you should do it. It's to your advantage. Oops. And Poseidon has some abilities that enhance the amount of damage that you do when you're slamming something into a wall. And there's also backstabs. Backstabs just do innately more damage. So if you're just, if you're behind something, For the most part.
So you can't destroy this this harpy on the wall
No,
here.
that's a trap.
Yeah.
But there's some gold in that pot to your right, which just broke, actually.
Where?
It's gone now.
Oh, did I take it?
Yeah, it's actually automatically collected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I like when things are automatically collected.
It's, like in a game like this, it has to be. You know what I mean?
Oh, that guy just exploded on my ass.
Yep. It's not the first time Joe said that tonight. It's funny, actually.
What?
And before we started...
I know what you did there. Oh, did this guy just respawn into a new man?
Probably, yeah, I think so.
Oh, God.
It does happen. And you get that nice little reticle on your character when one of those bow guys is about to shoot you. The only gripe I have with that reticle is that as it progresses, all it does is get more saturated, right? It just goes from like light pink to dark pink. That doesn't really give you a nice time-wise, like an indicator of how many seconds or when it's about to fire. You kind of just have to memorize it. So he offers you a call, which makes you invincible. He offers you knockback. Most effects will knock back. I believe your default attack will knock back here. So that's always a nice bonus to take. And the bottom one I wouldn't take because that's really good at the start of a run, but you don't really need that right now. So I mean, you can do the call for the interesting thing.
Yeah, we'll do that. What was it again? What does it do?
Your call makes you surge into enemies. So basically, what it does is it makes you it turns you into a train sort of, and your goal is to run into enemies, and it also makes you can't take damage during the duration. There's a chaos gate over there if you want to.
Oh
take
yeah,
it.
that's the chaos gate. We paid for it, so we might as well take it.
Yeah.
Cost us 34 health, but we gained 45 health because we have that.
Yeah.
We had that rune or whatever they call it.
And the way that call works is actually I'll tell you in a second.
For the next 3 standard encounters, you face plus 42% more foes. Afterwards, your cast deals 53% more damage. For the next more foes,
These are
none of these have a better chance. For the next, you take extra damage. Afterward, you'll receive more gold.
Yeah, I mean the gold one is useful to you. Unless you really like the casting thing, you can choose that one.
All right, I guess we'll take that. I don't know. None of them. They actually all seem bad.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like the benefits are even worth the extra enemies.
That's pretty rare. I don't know if I've ever had that situation where none of them was really worth taking. Especially because at this point in the game, there are so many foes per round that having 50% more foes is a significant number of foes.
Yeah, it really is. There's been a lot of enemies.
There's more foes than you want to deal with. You know what I mean? These guys are really easy, actually.
Well, I don't mind having 50% more of them if they're really easy.
Oh yeah, but it won't always be them. It might be more of those chariots.
Yeah, I don't want more of those chariots.
No, they're really the worst. They're really, what is it?
I can't get my crystals back.
In Japanese, the word for worst is like saite or sayaku. Maybe it's sayaku.
Oh, I don't know, man.
We had this one lesson in Japanese class where we learned a lot of the sais. And the teacher would pronounce the words for us. She would go, Saite!
Are you in Japanese class in the U.S.? If so, drop out and go to Japan. You'll learn a lot faster.
Oh yeah, but that's true of any language, right?
Yeah.
But yes, no, you're right. You should.
Yeah, that is right.
Well, the problem is, once you get there, how are you going to sustain a life for X amount of months, right? You have to go there with some sort of condition. Whether you're like teaching English, which is if you go to Japan, you're doing it because you're teaching English, you know. There's like nothing else you do if you're not Japanese.
Yeah.
But you have to find some way to get there. Once you get there, you're square. You know what I mean? But you should learn the language before you go. Let's be clear.
You learn some. You can learn faster while you're there.
Yeah, you absolutely learn faster. Oh yeah, your call, by the way. Hit the R trigger.
Okay.
You're surging into enemies and you're impervious.
That was great.
Yeah.
How many times can we do that? No, not anymore.
Yeah, so you can see your call meter down here is divided into 4 sections.
I haven't really been using that. I can't summon my guy. I don't have my skeleton anymore.
You no longer have your skeleton or your call. Your call will charge when you deal or take damage.
Well, let's try and do one of those things and not the other.
Yeah, and it lasts a very short amount of time. But if you manage to fill up the entire bar, you get a bonus, right? So, say for example, 1 quadrant.
How many of these enemies are there? This room feels like it's taking ages.
Well, you chose 50% more enemies. This is what happens.
They were all more enemies. All the choices were more enemies. I actually chose only 42% more enemies.
Yeah.
Use R trigger to use your call. Okay, let's do it.
There you go.
All right, finally.
Yeah. So not only is it more enemies, but all of those enemies turn into eyes. So that's a shop or a palm. You probably want the shop, actually. Or, no. Go to the palm and do not enter.
I just went to the palm. I just pressed the button and it makes you enter.
I was going to say you could re-roll it.
Oh.
There's some pots here you could break.
Okay.
So the palm just gives you a free level up on a boon, right? Which
that sounds great to me. I mean, your attack is stronger and can deflect.
That's actually decent.
Your cast damages foes and knocks them away. Resist damage from foes' attacks. My attack is stronger. Deflect.
So deflect is any ranged projectile. If you attack it, the not only does it send it back to the attacker, but it also hurts.
Others in Elysium are so unwise to take up arms against Asterius and myself.
So this is the Ornstein and Smo fight of this game.
Oh.
You might recall from about 5 minutes ago when you fought that Minotaur, you're now fighting him again. But what is cool is because you already fought him as a mini-boss, he now has a quarter of his health is missing.
Oh yeah, because I did so much damage to him?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, it actually carries over. That's pretty nice that he didn't heal up.
It's interesting.
I didn't get to heal up, so he shouldn't either.
Yep.
Who should I focus? The Minotaur, maybe? I think I'll focus the Minotaur, actually.
Yeah. That's what I did my first time fighting this, and it turns out that is the correct strategy. Because Theseus will continue.
Let's put some of these crystals on him, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Might be a good idea.
Theseus does the arrows, and the Minotaur, I think his name is Asterius, right?
His name's the Minotaur, actually.
Well, okay. Yeah. He's more the melee guy, so you wanna get rid of the melee guy quickly.
No, I've not died. Did I die? I did die.
You did die.
Okay,
You're doing okay.
That's fine. We can die a few times. Nothing wrong with that.
You're really DPSing him, man. DPSing him. Quite badly. I mean, quite well, I mean.
I think I deflected. It said deflected there.
Yeah. Fun fact, you can also deflect attacks. Very rarely, if you can time it correctly. It's not just for ranged attacks.
What the fuck was that?
Sorry, that was...
I think we just tabbed out for a second there.
Yeah, that was my fault. I have a scheduled process that runs every night at 7 p.m.
Oh.
And it just so happened to...
I'm almost dead again.
You are almost dead.
Am I going to die in this battle?
Maybe.
Battle of Wits?
Maybe. Minotaur's almost dead. If I were you, I would wait till your call bar fills up, which is about to happen, and then you should hit right trigger. I'll let you know.
I just hit it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Good enough. We're just going to go for it.
I was going to say...
Am I invulnerable while I'm using this or no?
No longer.
Oh.
You were invulnerable for about 1.2 seconds. Death to 5. You're on your last legs here, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
Your last legs.
One more set of legs. Alright, I'm just going to have to mash. I'm going to make this happen.
He's about to die, man.
We only have to kill the Minotaur, right? We don't have to kill both of them. Why would it be like that? Well, there's no game that works like that. I've never played a video game before.
So you have your full call right now. You should absolutely use it.
Okay,
so
I'll use it.
You want to run into him as many times as you can because it's hard to control because it's like you're almost surfing. It's really weird to control. You go in gigantic circles.
I'm mashing the button.
There you go.
Okay,
you don't have to mash the button.
Yeah, there's nothing really to do.
All you have to do is analog stick into him over and over.
Ouch.
And when he gets down to half health, he is going to. You're gonna ruin his day, and he's not gonna be happy. So he only has 2 attacks.
Now, right?
There it is. He only has 2 attacks, right?
Now.
He either throws an arrow or he does like a slash.
I gotta get these crystals. Oh, here we go.
So he actually calls a god himself. Not only you, but he will call gods. He called Zeus, right? The god of thunder. The god of thunder, lightning, very, very frightening.
Oh man, you really gotta...
Yep. And he blocks everything from the front. So he requires a little bit more precision, which is why you always want to kill the Minotaur first, because this guy requires a deft hand.
Oh, that's a permanent death.
You have been killed. And
cool.
You have been killed, but you made it to the end of the 3rd zone, and there are only 4 zones right now. You did pretty damn well, dude.
I swear that Theseus.
Also, everything that kills you, and like every unique situation where you end up back here, there's some unique dialogue for it. The amount of heart that went into this game, the amount of dialogue is staggering.
Oh, that Theseus.
I'm going to take this from you right now.
Yeah, you should do that. We are also 59 minutes into the episode now.
I know, but you kind of can't stop, right?
Yeah.
So this is the hub world, and there's a couple of different things you can do here. We'll just take a look.
Look, I have to say, I just don't think you have
Lord
a real
Hypnos.
chance against both Theseus and the Minotaur together. But you might just have a chance to get the Minotaur's autograph from me if maybe you ask nice or something.
And you might notice that he had an exclamation point over his head, which means I've never heard this dialogue before. And this dialogue is specific to in the instance where you die to that fight. That's the only situation where you ever get this dialogue. And we just heard it for the first time. And I'm like 50 hours into the game or something. And let's see. Sometimes there's somebody over here you can talk to. Oh yeah, remember this guy? This is the guy that you raced against to kill more enemies?
Yeah, Mr. Scythe.
Hey,
Mr. Death.
fan. Yeah.
Coast is clear. The work can wait.
Oops.
You're really asking me to join you for a drink? I mean, you know what? Sure. The work can wait.
Fun fact, you can actually romance this guy. I think we're about to do that.
He has an eye in his scythe,
Into here. What am I saying? You have no idea.
like on Soul Eater.
Yeah, kinda.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, Sam. I'm sorry that I'm putting you through all of this. It's something that I have to do. But I'm glad we know the truth about me now. Maybe we can move on from there.
Are we romancing this boy?
But is there romance in this game?
No, I wasn't kidding. You can romance this guy, and there's a couple other characters.
Oh.
Yeah, that you can romance.
The work has waited long enough.
I'm not exactly sure what that entails, but that's what I've read on the interwebs. Okay, so that's it.
Watch yourself out there, Zagreus. I have to go.
He disappeared.
See you, Sam.
Well, I can tell you a couple of things that romance involves.
So this is Hades. This is the boy. See up here? He's sitting at his... This is the underworld, by the way. This is what it looks like. It's Hades sitting at a big desk with all these scrolls. And Cerberus is just here. And you can pet him.
Triple-headed monster Cerberus is dutifully sitting there as ever.
It's a game where you can pet the dog, and the dog is Cerberus.
There's a good boy.
Permit the dog his rest.
I also love the voice acting in this game. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, permit him his rest, Ed.
You know what? And we can also talk to our father.
Realize just how much property of mine you have defaced.
I've never heard this line before.
Listen to his dorky voice.
It's not dorky, it's... I guess.
I mean, it's low, but
Yeah.
it's kind of got a dorky twang to it.
Here's where the gemstones come in.
All right.
You unlock things that are added to the underworld. So, for example, I've added like that knife set over there, that spice rack, this whatever this stove-looking thing is over here.
Yeah.
These are things that I've paid for and added. They're just mostly cosmetic changes.
I want one of those $500 Japanese knives. You ever seen those? Those Ginzu sword knives? Those
Ginzu Force knives?
Ginzu knives.
Ginzu Force knives. I never heard of that. What do they do?
I don't know. They're just really sharp. And they cost $500.
Remember Chef Tony?
No.
He did a bunch of infomercials in the 2000s.
Oh.
And I actually have a Chef Tony set of knives. They were probably crap, but I didn't know any better when I was a kid.
Yeah, usually if they're branded by an infomercial specialist, they're going to be crap.
There's like very few things that are actually good that you find in infomercials, especially the slap chop. Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, there's also, this is sort of like an achievements list. Most of these are just, you want to collect every boon from every god, right? You can see that I'm missing, every god has a single legendary boon, most of which are difficult to get because you kind of have to like keep repping that god in a single run to get to the legendary one. So you can see I'm missing quite a couple of them. But there are also, not these, there are duo boons, where if you have two different gods and you have a certain amount of their boons, they create a new unique boon that you can choose, which is really, really interesting. So I would say that the tail, the progression tail in this game is longer than any other roguelike I've ever played, including Enter the Gungeon. This is the meta progression section of the game. This is where you spend all your darkness. And you can see I've pretty much maxed out everything except for this last one that lets you re-roll, but the cost is kind of exorbitant. So I would just tend to ignore that. But these are all things that I would consider like baseline for each run. Like these are the things that you just want to start off with every time, like +1 dash, and +3 death.
Yeah, so I had a pretty significant advantage, I would say.
I mean, you kind of did over just a blank file, sure, but it doesn't feel as good, you know, when you have none of those benefits, and they're easily acquired anyway. So it's not like it's a big barrier. So you might have noticed that one of these, here I'll show you, one of these weapons, every time you do a new run is, you can see it's got like this swirling purple effect.
Yeah.
That weapon, which is chosen randomly, gives you plus 20% darkness for that particular run.
Oh, okay.
So the arrow, the bow and arrow is probably my favorite weapon in the game. There's also, actually I'll just give you a quick demonstration of the bow and arrow. It's one of these charged boys, right?
Yeah, charged boys, got it.
It's a charged boy, yeah. So it's not like if you mash the X button, you don't actually attack. But it also has this great sweeping special attack.
Oh,
you like that?
I love a spread shot.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's quite nice. And one of the daedalus hammers.
Multi-shot, that's what they call it.
Yeah. One of the upgrades you can get to that is to add 4 more shots.
That's what I played in Diablo 3, remember? I played a multi-shot Demon Hunter in Diablo 3. And in Diablo 2 also I played Boson with multi-shot.
You know, I never played a Boson character. Like, I have a ridiculous amount of hours in Diablo 2, but I don't think I ever played anything other than a sorceress or a barbarian to the end game.
Really?
Which is really dumb, because a lot of people love the druid.
Yeah, that was mine. That was my first character was a druid, and my second was a boson, and I didn't really get anything else to a very high level play.
There's also a gun in this game. This is called the Adamant Rail. It's only unlocked after you unlock. You actually have to unlock all of these, by the way. You start with the sword. You unlock the rest of these. They're cheap, right? They cost keys. Keys are, you find them everywhere. They're pretty cheap. So after just a couple of runs, you'll have everything unlocked. And lastly, you unlock this gun, which is like a rail gun, I guess, right? It's called the Adamant Rail. It must be a rail gun. But it's got a unique style.
You're gonna kill
of
your
gameplay.
skeleton friend.
Yeah, that's okay. He comes back to life.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also the favor system in this game, which you may have noticed when you talk to an NPC. You also have the option to. Will he do it? No. Let me show you what I mean. There's also the option to gift, and every single NPC, right? If you look at the codex, which is a listing of all the NPCs in the game, they all have these hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And you can gift them nectar. You can also, all of the gods, so like all of the boons you picked up, you can also gift those gods nectar. And I have 19 nectar, you can see in the bottom right corner there. You can gift everybody some nectar.
How can I possibly accept such generosity, my child? Surely others whom you know are more deserving of such offerings.
Nonsense, Nix. I want you to have it. You've always cared for me. I can't ever repay you for that.
So this is a feature that is not fully implemented, but as you can see...
So there's some systems in this game, is what you're saying?
There's some systems. There's some systems, yeah. A lot of these characters, mainly because it's still early access, they're not fully fleshed out. Let's see, for example, like...
oh, that was Charon.
It was, yeah. You can actually talk to him when you're in the shop. You can see I gifted him 4 nectar.
It sounded like a woman's voice to me.
That wasn't Karen just now.
Oh, it wasn't?
That was Nyx. Yeah,
Oh, Nyx.
Karen doesn't actually talk. He goes,
oh, I see.
Yeah. And you can see I can learn more. I can fill out this codex entry by talking to him one more time. But...
Oh, wait, let me see Nyx.
Yeah.
Wait, they're the same.
What?
What, this has a face on it.
Oh my god!
It's the same piece of artwork. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
What
That's
the
why I got
hell?
confused.
What the hell, dude? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
That must be placeholder artwork.
Yeah, probably.
You do see it a couple other places. For example, you can see how Lord Hades, his second heart is a clock.
Yeah.
That just means the game is in early access. We didn't add this yet.
Mm.
But what I find interesting is that you can uncover more of this codex by having 978 more conversations with Lord Hades.
Okay.
Which is clearly a placeholder number because I've done 55 runs and it's taken me about 100 hours.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
I think they just set it to 1,000 so that you can't actually accomplish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones are much more doable numbers, like 22 instead of 978.
But still, 22 requires 22 failed or successful runs, and that's several tens of hours to begin with, right? And here she is. We can just talk to her again. There we go. And she's only one of 4 characters, by the way, that will give you, your Skelly, where you summon Skelly to tank damage for you.
Yeah.
There are currently 4 of those companion items in the game. Skelly gives you one. She gives you another. There are only 4 of them right now. I believe there's going to be 6 at the very least. So there are some really long-term quests, and the way to unlock those is just by gifting them over and over until... See, I gifted her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and I'm just at the phase where I'm about to unlock whatever her gift is. I don't actually know what it is or how to get it.
Can we do it right now?
No, because I don't know what it is or how to do it.
No.
I think it's just a random chance at this point. You unlock each of them in slightly different ways. I think what has to happen is you have to fight her at the end of World 1, and then like there's a percentage chance or something, But you can always talk to her once you get back to this hub area. We can also talk to Medusa.
Just at the library, just at the sconces, just at the doorknobs.
She's just ahead.
She's just ahead. But she's so kawaii. And we can also give her a nectar. We'll give her Give me that nectar. You know what I mean?
Prince, I don't know what to say. Are you joking?
Well, what's with nectar? Why is it so valuable to these gods?
Because it's the nectar of the gods. What is the nectar? Ambrosia is the nectar of the gods. This used to be called ambrosia, this resource called nectar.
Oh.
But now there's a separate resource called ambrosia.
Oh.
So there are 2 different orange liquid resources. One is called ambrosia, one is called nectar. So,
it's for you.
Also, Dusa is not so secretly in love with us. You can tell by the way that she talks to you.
She also is just a snakehead.
She is just a snakehead.
So here's what I'm thinking, Ed.
Yeah.
We've been recording for 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Yep.
Exactly, as of right now.
Oh my god.
And I'm thinking one of 2 things. Actually, I'm just thinking one thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking that we should maybe just do another episode of this same game. And just make it a 2-part episode. You can just play the next one. And we can talk more about this title because it's so amazingly enticing. And I think that would be a worthy endeavor.
I shouldn't be surprised, but I would like to confirm with you that it has gripped you as strongly as I believe it has.
It's quite gripping. And let me tell you guys something else. We should do a giveaway on the next episode. Unfortunately, we don't have a key for Hades.
I know,
I don't think we
right?
even have a way of obtaining one. I don't know if we can get in contact with the developers in the next 5 minutes between now and when we start recording the next episode. But we can do a giveaway on the next episode. We'll make it a good game. We'll make it a great game. We've got some good keys. We'll do one of the good ones.
This goes against everything we have stood for in the past 5 years. We're not supposed to cover early access games, let alone in 2 separate episodes. 2 separasodes, if you will. You know what I mean?
That's what we call them, separasodes. That's what Ed calls them off the show. It's pretty embarrassing for him. Pretty embarrassing for me to reveal that he does that. But yeah, we're going to do a separate episode after this.
All right, we'll come back. Bye-bye.